What's poppin', Meta Gang? Are you guys trying to hang? It's your host with the most, Mr. Mark Money Rock Meyer, your supplier of inspiration, meta gifts, sharing ideas, raising our collective vibration. You already know what it is. Thanks for clicking on the video. I'm gonna assume real quick, one of two things. Either you just want the info or you really need some help because of the title of this video. So we're gonna jump into a lot. I have so much to talk about. I'm gonna try my best to keep this like under 15 minutes because whew, I already made this video like years ago. You guys can check it out, but we're just gonna expand on this and really go deeper because this is something that we all should be versed in if you are a spirit anywhere actually, but especially here on Earth, living in this time that we do. Today we're talking about banishing, psychic attack, psychic protection, clearing, shielding, banishing, you know the vibes. Or if you don't, let me put you on. It's pretty cool. So why do you need to know how to banish? What is banishing? Banishing simply means getting rid of something, okay? Everything is energy, might I remind you? Not all energy is gonna be good for you, okay? A lot of people who are new to the path get on this vibe of good vibes only, love and light, good vibes only, keep the bad vibes away. Y'all, it's all relative, okay? So my good could be your bad and your bad could be my good. Vice versa. There's no objectivity in morality. So you just got to know who you are, know what your space is like, and then understand what's good or bad for you. You know, go with what you resonate. And we got the sage going, some lavender twisted up in here. I brought so many tools to talk about, so we're really going to dive deep, guys. We're clearing it out. So pay attention to the energy. Not all energy is good for you, okay? So it's your obligation, your responsibility to pay the fuck attention, my friend. Because if you're not paying attention, you're gonna get what you pay for, and you might get some bullshit. So pay attention, like simple as that. So before we even jump into this, I talk about this every freaking time, dude. The Kabbalion, it's free on YouTube. You don't even have to read the book. Someone will read it for you. If you don't know about the Hermetic principles, get on that right now. The principle of correspondence, as above, so below. There are levels to this existence shit, guys. You know this intuitively. Science is going to catch up and show you this objectively, I swear to God. This is Christopher Penczak, The Witch's Shield. If you actually do have issues with psychic protection, go ahead and get this book. You'll do yourself such a favor. But what I'm trying to talk about with the planes of correspondence, there's levels and there's shells and there's layers, okay? So this is you. This is your human body, okay? And you think this meat suit is all that you are, but there's so much more, guys. That's your physical body, okay? There are more bodies than just these 4 bodies, but for simplicity's sake, we're just going to use these. So you have the etheric double, which just, well, actually, that's your emotional body. So just imagine there's another layer actually overlapping the physical body, extending to about like an inch outside of your body. And that's your energetic double. That's the etheric double. There's the etheric plane, okay? And that closely overlaps the physical plane. Then you've got the emotional body extending out a little bit further. Your vibes, you can feel people's energy when they're in the room or when they're close to you. You can see how people are feeling. You give someone a hug, you can feel their energy. You know, that's the emotional body. When you're that close to someone else's body, you can exchange the vibrations. Then you've got the mental plane extending out even further. And this is why when you're with a friend and you guys can exchange ideas without talking and you can read each other's mind and finish each other's sentences, that's because your mental bodies are intertwined based on proximity, okay? And then you've got your soul plane, which extends to the farthest layer of your aura. It also permeates everything. The soul is eternal. It goes through every one of these planes. Like, just because you're paying attention to the physical body and your 5 senses doesn't mean you guys aren't existing on like 6+ planes right now. I swear to God. Like, read about it. I still have the book loaned out to some dude, but The Ancient Secret of the Flower of Life, that is also free on YouTube. If you guys want to go real deep about what I just said, go check that out for free. Information is free nowadays, guys. That is so crazy. Just get on that. But before we jump any further, this is your aura. Y'all know this, but I do want it to be abundantly clear. Most of you guys don't have an aura looking like this. Most people, there are distinct levels and waves and stuff, but it looks like smoke just permeating. There's no boundaries. There's no clear defined boundaries. So a big pillar of what I'm talking about in this video is get your boundaries straight, guys. That's why we feel like we're being attacked and being abused and having all this harm directed towards us, because we don't know where the fuck we end and where other people begin. You know, you got to have defined boundaries, create non-negotiables for yourself, things that you aren't willing to compromise, things that you won't accept, so you know where you stand. And when somebody tries to tread on you, you can be like, hey, I don't tolerate that. It is what it is. Cut people out your life, you know? You don't have to like sit there and second guess yourself and go through all the trials and tribulations of having a bad relationship. It is what it is. So that's correspondence. There's levels, there's planes, there's different locations overlapping the physical, and there's more than meets the eye. So you guys know the visible light spectrum, only the visible light on the electromagnetic spectrum takes up less than 1% of the spectrum. So really let that sink in. I know you guys learned that in science class, but think about that. You can only see less than 1% of light, okay? There's 99+% of stuff that has always been there and always will be there that we can't see with the naked eye, okay? If you guys want to see it, entheogens, that's all I'm going to say. We can talk about that later because that's a whole nother video, whole nother like series of videos. But a lot of you know this. I will be not the first, hopefully, to tell you this. And I'm not asking you, I'm literally telling you. There are spirits, beings that are alive that do not have physical bodies, okay? So you won't see them manifest in the reality we call Earth, okay? You might on an entheogen, but, you know, they don't have a physical body. They're existing in the other planes, the emotional, the mental, the spiritual, the astral, the divine planes, okay? So let's just say if you did come on this video because you feel like you're under psychic attack, and you might have that question like, Mark, am I really being psychic attacked? Here's the short, simple answer. If you think you're being psychic attacked, you are absolutely being attacked psychically, okay? But let's break it down. Let's explain how and why this happens. So psychic comes from psyche. Psyche means mental attack, okay? You're being attacked mentally. So what I want you guys to be very, very aware of, and that's why I say pay attention, because if you don't know what you're paying for, you're still going to get what you pay for, and you might be paying for some bullshit. Like, example, psychic attacking yourself. If you don't know how big your mentality is or where the boundaries of your mentality is and what thoughts go through your mind, you don't meditate, you don't do any work on those bodies, you might feel like you're under attack. You know, you might be unnecessarily cluttered and frustrated and all types of things like that. So to show you guys the diagram again, I know I already touched on this, but most of you guys, the boundaries aren't clearly defined. They might look like smoke because we're not actually doing energy work on the bodies of the aura. Like, you might go to the gym and work out on your physical body, but if you're not putting energy inherently through these to work and define the boundaries, they're not going to be clearly defined. So we're going to go into that probably towards the end of the video, but you got to work out your other bodies, man. Like, this life shit is the gym, so you just get it in. That's all I'm trying to get at. All right, so self-attack is very important because I'd say 9 times out of 10, psychic attack is self-inflicted. And I would almost guarantee every person in the world has attacked themselves psychically one way or another without realizing it. So it's very important just to be aware. So let's talk about banishing. We need to get rid of energy. Okay, so how are we going to do that? You know, because regardless of who's projecting it, let's say there is harmful energy in your environment, in your body, and it's causing you stress, and we need to take care of that. So let's do it. How are we going to do it? All right. Before we even talk about how to do it, let me tell you how not to fucking do it, okay? Do not go to some psychic shop or some medium of some palm reader and say, hey, I think I'm cursed. Because you know what they're going to say? They're going to be like, yeah, bro, you're fucking cursed. And you need to give me $5,000, okay, for my oil. And this oil comes from a snake, okay? You need to put it on your face, and I'm going to chant some bullshit, and I'm going to put a rock on your face, and then I'm going to ring a bell, and then you're going to come back 2 weeks later and give me another $3,000. And then, only then, you will be okay. And you have to do this quickly because the curse is getting worse, okay? Like, I swear, something like that has happened to me. Don't get taken advantage of. I've said this in another video before, but if somebody is trying to take your belief from you and make you believe them, and they're the only one who knows how to fix your problem. Dude, fuck that. It's a scam, okay? So first and foremost, I am not gonna fix your psychic attack, okay? I'm just here to give you information and tools. If you really are going under psychic attack, you're gonna have the tools to do it yourself, because be responsible, guys. Respond to your abilities and do it yourself. Like, don't go for a short-term fix to a long-term problem, is what I'm trying to get at. So now, banishing. How do we do that? How do we get rid of energy? The best banishing ritual in the world is cleaning, okay? Physically cleaning. Like, I've had friends that are like, man, I think there's something in my house. I think there's an entity, and I think there's like a spirit, and it doesn't like me. And I'm like, bro, clean your fucking room, dude. Like, you gotta clean up your space. Like, don't worry about what magic you can do or what crystals you need or like where to put the Florida water if you don't actually have a clean environment. If you have dense things that spirits can cling on to, dude, that's the problem. Everything is energy, guys. I'll say it again. So the best way to clean up your environment and your space and have a sacred space and be protected is to actually clean the environment, get rid of all the trash. Because once you clean the physical, you're cleaning the etheric as well. Everything you do on this plane of reality, and I mean the physical, is going to affect the planes above and below. And everything you do on the planes above and below is going to affect the physical reality as well, okay? It's called leverage. We're using leverage. So first and foremost, you want to clean the physical. You want to get rid of all your trash, get rid of all your clutter, go around your space, pick up everything and say, does this bring me joy? Do I need this? Is there a reason I'm holding on to this? If you're saying no, throw that shit away, donate it, do something, get rid of it. Because at a certain point, the things that you own end up owning you if you don't enjoy them. So get rid of your crap. Don't be a hoarder. Don't clutter. A lot of you guys have environments that are unnecessarily restrictive to your mind. Your space is your space. So the things that you keep in it are reflections of the mental plane. Again, it's about correspondence, the levels and the planes of correspondence. So clean up the physical, get rid of all your crap, go dust, go get a mop, go get a broom, and then make sure your space is actually clean. Cleanliness is next to godliness. We say that for a reason, okay? And then what you're gonna wanna do is clean out the air, okay? You guys ever like walk into a room where people are like beefing, or like there might have been an argument or whatever, or like you're with friends that aren't getting along and you can feel the tension in the air. You can feel that energy just radiating out, and people's emotional bodies are just like polluting the space, and you can just feel it, and you're like, dude, I could cut the tension with a knife, literally. It's because it just lingers. You got to clear it out. So do that. So most of you guys probably know you can burn sage to clear the air. That's one thing, but I would definitely recommend, guys, don't have just one tool. Like, make an arsenal and a tool belt, because some spirits like sage, okay? Some of them are like, ooh, sage, let me come through. Like, is this a sage party? Let's go. So what you want to do, this is just ideas, things that I do, and they've helped me along to banish and clear my space and clear out the energy. Help me banish. Like, it is what it is. So one thing that people aren't really aware of, some people are, but dude, loud noise. Loud noise is so dope. Like, when you are banishing whatever you're doing, trying to clear, like, clap your hands, man. Like, get a bell, ring it. Like maracas, I don't know, like percussion instruments, just ring them. Like, you want to be careful with whatever music you're listening to, just because music is emotion and it can be programming with the language that you use. But loud music is a really good way to bust up energy. So like, even this morning, I had a lot of weird things kind of mess my vibe up, but I just had this like intuitive thing, like, yo, listen to Slipknot again. Like, I haven't listened to that shit since like 13 years old, but like the loud metal and the banging drums and the distorted guitars, like that clears energy in your space. Like, you could listen to dubstep or something loud, like, or just start banging drums or bang pots and pans. You literally can do that and then watch the energy clear out. But the thing is, if you're going to use the air element and start burning like smudge, like the sage or the Palo Santo, or let's say like frankincense is a really strong one. So if you really need to clear your space and you really think you might be under psychic attack from an entity, bruh, use the frankincense. Use myrrh. If you look up smudging, you will find a list of things to use. You can use cinnamon. That's one thing I like to use a lot. But just definitely do some research, because there are plants and herbs that do attract spirits to the dwelling. And one other thing, if you are going to use the plant route, make sure that you give some thanks, give some gratitude to whatever you're burning. Like if you got a bundle of sage or whatever, say, yo, thank you, sage, for giving your life to me so I can use you as a tool and helping me bridge the gap between the spirit world and the physical. I appreciate that. And you're going to notice, being that intentional about it, you're going to get a lot further, okay? So that kind of covers the smudge. Crystals are very important too. So when you're looking for a protection stone, I would definitely recommend look for something that resonates with earth or is the color black, okay? So black as a color absorbs all vibrations, okay? It's actually like one of the deepest colors, you know? It's the absence of color, but it also absorbs all of them, okay? So you can't go wrong with the black tourmaline, okay? That's one of the best ones. This one has some mica in it. It's super cool. But black tourmaline, this one actually has a positive charge. So a lot of people have a misconception about this stone. They're like, yeah, it just draws in negative energy. It does not. It does not do that. It has a positive charge. So, or negative charge, I mean. So like all the positive ions that you get from like your electronics and your Wi-Fi and 5G, and when people are just fucking up the vibes, this neutralizes it. It's scientific. Like, it's fucking cool, dude. Crystals have such cool properties. We have onyx. You could do like a black obsidian. They work almost identically. One thing you could do, if you don't, well, this is a black one, but there's other stones besides black stones that are really good for protection. This is a black kyanite. Black and blue kyanite are very similar. They have this one property. Basically, this stone does not take on anything that isn't its own. So when you work with this stone or put it in your environment, you get that property as well. You can start shielding and cutting things. Like if you need to do a cord cutting, read about it, use this, okay? That's where it's at. Salt is very important. Salt absorbs negative vibrations, okay? So by putting salt in your room, in your environment, like let's say in the corners of your room, you can draw in the negative energy, the harmful energy, and neutralize it out of the environment. Speaking of putting things in your corners, guys, make a grid in your house or your room with black stones. Try it out and tell me it doesn't fucking work. Like I have black tourmaline gridded all over my room and all the energy gets pulled right down. It'd be just like that. It's pretty awesome. Nine out of 10 people who come into my space are like, dude, the energy is bussing. I'm like, I know. I work on it day in and day out. It'd be like that. So that's how you clean the earth in the physical area. Ooh, wait. No. You also gonna want some selenite, okay? That's what you're gonna want. So the color white actually is all the colors of light. It is one of the highest frequencies extending on the other side of the electromagnetic frequency. Like, past colors is what I'm trying to say. You guys understand how that visible light works. But this, a lot of different white stones, I wouldn't really necessarily recommend like clear quartz because that can really amplify anything. But this is purifying, it's cleansing. So selenite, satin spar, I think it's part of the gypsum family, but this will just radiate any vibe out. Like when I was waiting tables, I used to have to come home and grab the selenite every single day and just like cut off all the crap from dealing with the public and say, dude, I can't have this right now. Like, you know, I don't want this. So the important thing to know about banishing is like, it's not a one and done thing. Just like you don't clean your dog like once in his lifetime. You clean him, he goes outside, he rolls around in the mud and he goes and gets dirty. You got to clean him again. It's the same thing energetically. So do this regularly. Guys, I will tell you, I do banishing rituals twice a day, every single day, okay? Because I have to, like I got to. My energy is sacred, I have to protect it. My body and all my other bodies are temples, okay? You feel me? They gotta be protected because there's some bullshit out here, guys. Like, when you walk the spiritual journey and you get into the occult, a lot of people think that it's just danger, and they're right and they're wrong. So it's the same reason you have to get a license to drive a car. You can't just start doing things without learning. Look before you leap. There are inherent dangers with the spirit world, okay? There's inherent dangers with the physical world. It is what it is. Just educate ourselves and then we'll be all right. It's not that hard. It's simple math. So you guys understand how to clean the physical because it's pretty straightforward. Just clean. Make sure your environment isn't needlessly restrictive. If you need some extra oomph, get that Florida water. Put that in like the mop bucket. Put that on a rag. Clean your stuff down. Bless and enchant your environment. We got to talk about programming the environment. That'll be a video later on. But let's say you got your physical clear. You need to clear those other bodies. So let's talk about the emotional body real quick. Make sure your emotions are good. If you're carrying around like negative emotions and you maybe have like beliefs about yourself that aren't true or they're just harmful and you think you're a shitty person and you think you're never going to amount to anything, you're just a failure, that emotion is going to manifest mentally. Like I just said, you'll get that thought form that tells you, yo, bro, you're a fucking piece of shit. You suck. You can't do anything. Why do you always fuck up? And then you end up manifesting situations where you're like super unlucky. You stub your fucking toe. You can't find your shit. You're late. You just like, dude, why does my life suck? Why am I spiraling out of control? It's because you're not checking the emotions and they're manifesting and your thoughts are, bruh, it's the law of attraction. So stop focusing on the bullshit. So the point is, get rid of the negative emotions and start enjoying your fucking life, okay? That's the real key. So if you guys are overloaded with negative emotions, one of the best things I love to do, besides listening to music, is to take a salt bath. Like I said, salt absorbs negative emotions and vibrations. So if you're 70+% water and your water is the emotion and the vibration and the moon controls our emotions and our tides and literally just what I said, take a bath with Epsom salt. And here's the key, guys, like use a decent amount, like at least 3 to 4 cups. Make it a hot bath. Let your muscles physically relax. But what you want to do is once you're done, drain the water, but don't leave the tub. Let all the water leave the tub before you leave because it's literally pulling out vibrations from you, the negative ones. And you want to leave those in the water before you get out, and you want to stay in until they all get pulled out. It's pretty simple. And when you're doing it, to make it even more powerful, you can throw Florida water in there. You can take a bath with some of your crystals, with your essential oils. Do pay attention and do some research on the stones you want to bring in because some of them can release pretty harmful elements when they get wet. And some of them are just not going to hold up with water. Like you can get selenite wet, but don't get it wet all the time just because it will dissolve eventually. And then you're going to have to go get a new one, man. Like it is what it is. But that being said is like, don't let anybody tell you what you can and can't do. There's like crystal forums and all types of people like, dude, don't ever get it wet. It'll turn into a gremlin or whatever. Like you could make an essence out of this shit. Like how am I supposed to not get it wet in a liquefied form? Like don't tell me what to fucking do. Do what thou wilt if it harms none, for real. So take a salt bath, enjoy yourself, listen to some music. Do something creative, unblock that sacral chakra so you can actually enjoy your life and the mental will be clear. And then, the emotional will be clear. And then the mental, this is really the last part, is you want to make sure your mind is clear. Like I said, if you guys don't understand where your mind stops and starts, you would have all these things inside of it that are really you. And you're like, fuck, I'm under attack. Shit, there are spirits around me. That is true. Because no matter what, if you are alone, you can't see any people or animals or whatever, I promise you guys, there are still spirits with you even right now. Like, this physical world is just the tip of the iceberg, for real. I think we know this, but coming into the age of Aquarius, this is going to be, like, not news to us as we go. But, I don't know, man. We just got to compile our information and share. That's what I'm here for. So share ideas, raise our collective vibe, start having our tools, be more responsible, and just live in our purpose, man. So there is one tool, and I'm already at the 25-minute mark, so we're just going to kind of throw this in here. You guys can really like do some more research if you want before I make the new video about it. But charms, symbols, and protection, those are really good. So the pentacle is a really good protection charm that has all 5 elements encased in a circle, a circumference, a boundary. There's like the Ankh, the Eye of Ra, the Eye of Horus. You've got the Evil Eye. So there actually is psychic attack where people like look at you and project envy and jealousy and things like that. The Evil Eye is a really good symbol to wear on you to protect against that. It's very cheap too. You can just buy one at like Earthbound or wherever, or get it ordered off the internet. But basically, the reason charms work is because you're directing energy. You're using a symbol which has its own energetic footprint, and you're using it for a certain reason. So your intention is going in the charm. And then once you carry the charm, the actions you take are going to be in alignment with the energy that you're carrying with you. It's programming your environment, which is going to be another video. We are so past the time limit to make this part into the video, but all I'm going to say is if you guys want a magic ritual to banish, LBRP, Lesser Banishing Ritual of the Pentagram. This is like one of the oldest prayers in the book. I do it twice a day because it is the shit. I'm telling you guys, it's awesome. So basically what you're doing in that ritual is you're using the energy of the pentagram. So a star, you guys have seen it, you know what a star is. Imagine being afraid of geometry. I'm just going to say that. But each one of these points corresponds to an element. So you've got earth, you've got fire, you've got spirit, you've got water, and then air. Not in that order because I'm looking at this backwards. But basically with the ritual, you are taking pentagrams and you are drawing them on every corner of the space you're in, starting from earth. So you're pulling all the energy down to the earth element. You're creating a circumference of pentagrams. It's a white light visualization. It also touches into the Jewish Kabbalah. So you are using the energy of the tree of life, clearing out your body. It's kind of like the sign of the cross, like up, down, left, right, forward, and backward. Your body is literally the proportion of a pentagram. Like your arms make it perfectly. It's crazy. But you hit that Kabbalistic cross, let the energy of the tree in, pull the shit down from the earth. You're going to invoke some archangels because those are the cardinal points. They're like guardians, and then you just, invoke it. You use the prayers. There's words to it, which we'll talk about later. Honestly, I think that's going to be a higher production video. I'm going to probably edit it because it's a whole ritual with steps, but good stuff to know. I hope you guys learned something from this video. If you did, please drop a like. That just really helps me out as far as the internet algorithms, whether it's just YouTube or Facebook. That's going to get the video out to more people. Also, leave me a comment. If you guys found anything interesting, let me know. If you have any questions, let me know. That's what this is about. We're sharing ideas. I'm not here to just give you all of them. Give me some. It'd be great. That'd be awesome. Hit the subscribe button. Hit that share button. Let's get the word out. Keep the gang moving. And let's hang. Y'all know what it is. I'm still doing astrology readings, guys. So if you want your natal chart broken all the way down, click the link in the bio and we'll talk about it. And I will literally give you the keys to start working with this soft and hard science. It's literally the oldest one in the book, predating agriculture. So it's all based on math. Therefore, it's a universal language. So you can really check it out. It's going to be great. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm not going to hold you up any more longer because we're at half an hour. Stay blessed. I love you guys. See you in the next one. Mwah.